Welcome everyone to episode 13 of Daniel's Commentaries, System Shock 2.
Simulation Unit 4
And I'm finally able to post this video after so many delays and computer issues. And I'm thankful for your patience and your help. Namely, Wolfie Brandon. Just needless to say, there are very helpful people out there on YouTube. So, let's begin this episode. And if it's a little jumpy in the middle, then I must apologize, because I'm actually putting together some bit of clips that I actually had scattered to my computer. So this isn't actually footage I am talking about while I'm recording this moment. I'm actually adding my voice after the fact. And now the first cyber assassin. Not the stupidest of the three, but still pretty stupid. I'd have to say, the middle ground. Because this guy runs into a corner, where I can then resume to kill him. Just watch and you'll find out. Especially how easy it is to get him. See that, everyone? I just nuked him 4 seconds into attacking him. And although, to some people it may take longer, and of course I add a few EMP grenades. But of course, he's not the stupidest, or the hardest one to deal with. Once again, this guy's middle ground. You probably won't see the other two in this video.
I managed to pull together a supply of medkits and a few other goodies. Some of it looks valuable, but I'm not sure what it is. Maybe some kind of military-grade implant. I left the stuff I didn't need in a corner of the data library, out of the way in case I need it later. I'm on my way. I promise you, I will not die. I will not die. You do the same, my love. Yours, Becca.
So, at this point in the storyline, we're already learning about the two lovers. Unfortunately, I can't quite remember their names at the moment. All I know is that they're basically the only survivors besides you. And you can hear their chronicles as they also run through levels trying to get to each other. But what she also mentioned in her logs was that there's a kind of civil war going on in Deck 4, which was kind of separate from the rest of the events in the other decks. Because it's basically because a few people were infected and taking control of the sim units, and Sergeant Bronson, who I believe I mentioned when on Deck 1 in engineering,
This is Z-Season.
is getting very paranoid trying to deal with the issue. On a quick note, I always wondered if I could get up in there, because it looks like that would be the way. But I've never been able to, and probably I can't, because it's just part of the terrain. But if anyone knows about this, or maybe has some kind of no-clipping hack to go through it, please email me and contact me about this. Because I don't have what it takes to no-clip, or I don't have a patch or a hack like that. So contact me if you know, because it's a little thing that did stick out here and it did interest me. Since this footage is old, I am really not sure what I am doing at that point, but I believe I am testing those pipes, since other versions of that same pipe I can find on walls are breakable in some areas of the game, if I'm not mistaken, so I might have been testing that out, but it was a while ago and I don't quite remember. At this point I decided to take the long way around, since it would give me access to more items and a bit more time to commentate, although unfortunately I'm not sure if there's anything to commentate about at the moment. But also it would give me a loop around to where one of the computers are, since I already have one of the modules in Sim. So if I'm not mistaken, I can stop by that and activate it, saving us time, while I make my way to the second one, where that really annoying and pointless trap is, in this really big storage room. Oh, I have a funny clip, I still have of that you guys will see in the next episode, trust me. I've never encountered a glitch like that. Now, this area up here I've always found is a very pointless area if you don't include the computer modules that are there to upgrade your character's stats. I found it basically a waste of ammunition if those recharge points weren't up there. And that's really all I can think of it. And in fact, you can find cool cubes as items, but you can't do anything with them. I'm not even sure if you can actually recycle them. I'd have to check that later on. It just would have been funny if you can use them as a melee weapon, even if they broke after one use. You know what? That's a modification someone should do, where you can just use junk items and try and use them as like makeshift weapons. Like hitting a hybrid with a coffee mug, or throwing a plant pot at a rumbler. Sure, it may sound useless, but it would be a nice challenge to stockpile that and go through the game with just those. Although there would be a bit of a problem against Shodan. And also, in this area of, well, this room actually, as well as in many areas in Deck 5, there are slot machines. I don't think you can actually win from them. I think they just take 1 nanite every time you use them. I've never actually won anything. I think it's just a waste. Maybe some kind of trying to tell you a morality thing like, don't waste your nanites on gambling or something. But still, if anyone knows whether or not it actually works and gives you some, maybe even on a rare chance, please tell me, because I'd like to know. I will openly admit that this scene had creeped me out just a little bit. I mean, sure, it's just a jump factor, like in a lot of horror survival games. But it's still a factor you can expect, because it goes so far from trying not to be cliché, that the moment it does use a cliché, it works incredibly well. And I've noticed that if you expect it to be just regular and cliché, if not as scary. It's like playing Resident Evil 4. You expect something to jump out and try and decapitate you with a chainsaw. But in System Shock 2, you never expected something to jump out from a dead body at you. You expected it to kind of know and then be afraid that something would jump out. It might sound contradictory, but I hope it makes sense. Anyway, guys, thanks for waiting for me to get this episode up and running. I am so grateful for your appreciation. I mean, I really felt annoyed at myself because I wasn't able to get this episode up to you so quickly. I mean, I was actually thinking of making a finale episode because I thought I might not be able to keep up anymore. But I've changed that, thanks to the help of one of my fans. And, well, I'm sorry there wasn't much in this episode, but there will be more in the next, I promise. Thank you for watching, and thanks for your patience. Episode 14 will be coming up. I promise. No delays. See ya.